5:30. All rise. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You want to have a prayer now?
Sure. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day and all that you do for us. Please bless all who are here and help us in making good decisions for our borough. We ask this in your name, Lord Jesus. Amen.
Roll call.
Bob Bartlett. Scott Gutschall. Lisa Knudsen.
Yes.
Steve Knudsen.
Yes.
Mr. Moore.
Yes.
Heavy.
Yes.
Jim Steele.
Yes. Does anybody here want to bring something before us? It's open to the public. Oh, yes, sir.
Yes, my name is Thomas Ross. I live at 682 Valley Street,
Right.
and I just put in a driveway and a garage.
Sir, would you come up here to the microphone, please?
I just put in a driveway and a garage up there, and when I bought the property, you guys maybe put a curb in for that paving project up there. Now, every time it rains, that water's running down Central Avenue and washing my driveway out. And I've been downstairs and talked to a couple people and don't seem to be getting anywhere. Now they did, when they did the paving project, they did put a hump top of Central Avenue, which I don't know whether it helped or not because my driveway's still washing out.
Did they put the millings in down there,
They ain't put nothing in down there.
Tyler?
They did for the top of Central down just to around that turn. They put melons in.
So from the top, from Valley Street down around the turn.
Yes, I think they're filling in potholes and stuff.
But them millings out in the middle of the alley, that ain't gonna help the water from washing my driveway out.
You know where he's talking about?
Yeah, I mean, we could look at it tomorrow and see, take a look at it and see what happened with the water.
I think what he's looking for is us to pave that whole Central Avenue, which is on our top 10 priority for alleys. But when Hawbaker finished paving Valley Street, they were gonna do some work for us because of leftover stuff that they had. So they were gonna go and put a bunch of millings down there and roll that whole Central Avenue piece down around that corner. It looks like they did that, but what you're saying is it didn't
They
solve
rolled
anything.
it, but they rolled it flat with the road. That don't stop the water from running down onto my property.
When's the last time you saw the water run down there?
The last time it rained, I've shoveled the stones out of the alley 3 times now. Every time it rains, the
You
stones
want to
wash.
take a look at it tomorrow?
Yep. 682 Valley?
And
Yeah.
they were talking like they wanted to put little, I forget what they call it, on the side of the road when they pave it. That's not gonna work either. I have motorcycles, I gotta get in and out of that garage.
Tyler will look at it tomorrow.
Get the address there off that side
Yeah, we'll take.
Oh, we know where it's at.
Let me know.
there, and they'll take a look at it.
683 Valley?
682.
82. Thank you.
I hope this ain't another time you're gonna say you're looking at it and you didn't. This is the 3rd time I've been told that.
Yes, sir.
I got a lot to say. You're not gonna like it. I guarantee you.
Hey, I heard a rumor there, it's been a couple months there, there's $800,000 missing.
Let's start with your name. Let's start with your name.
My
and
name is
address.
Steve.
Steve what?
Steve.
Steve
That's
what?
all you need.
No, we need your name and
No,
address.
you don't.
Then we're not gonna listen to you. You gonna let this happen?
You can't do that. It's a public meeting.
You're supposed to give us your
No.
name and address.
No, I don't.
Why are you afraid to use your name?
That's right. You're supposed
My
to
name's
give your name
Steve.
and
They
address.
said, borough manager says Matt's right.
That's right. You're supposed to give your name and address.
Full name and address, please, so we don't
No.
have to listen to
Ain't
you.
getting it. You're not getting it. Well, then I'll take you to court then.
Okay, well then.
It's freedom of speech. I don't have to give you, I have a right to come up here and air my grievances, you know what I mean? You don't need my name, you don't need my address, you don't need how much money I make, if I got a job or whatever.
I don't want film.
Is it true that you're missing $800,000?
We're not gonna answer any of your questions till you give us the information, so you may as well sit back down.
Well, you people are a bunch of tyrants, aren't you?
That's right.
Thank you, Steve.
Right, you either do it by our rules or you don't.
I don't have to follow your rules.
Nope.
I have to follow the
Okay.
law.
What's that?
Your
That he can
rule?
make comments, but I wouldn't answer, you don't have to answer questions, it's not a
Yes,
question and
okay.
answer period.
Alright, good.
I asked that, okay? Another thing, Valley Street Road looks good, the upper level. Too bad the sidewalks don't look like that. You did stop at Lakes though, I see. Good job.
Thank you.
I got another thing. This is not a Christian nation, okay? God does not exist.
Okay.
He was invented 1,000 years ago by some white-haired old man that wished to enslave people. And I can guarantee you not one of you people here even know who Jesus is, even though you think you're a Christian. Christians are some of the biggest scumbags we have living in this country. Now they're right below Catholics, but don't the Catholics are so high? Because they molested more children, especially little boys.
So, is it generally to be about agenda items? and
No, it doesn't have to be. It has to be about anything
It's 5 minutes.
that I can bring.
The second comment period is generally for non-agenda items.
There was something else here too I wanted to say. Don't forget the hell it was. It was about that missing money, Valley Street. I didn't like it, but like I said, you stopped at Lakes there, and the rest of that sidewalk up there looks like crap because it's all weight. Oh, another thing. Oh, I was in the hospital there a couple months ago there, and the guy in the bed next to me there was in there. So we started talking. I asked him, I said, what was his problem? He said, well, he was down there at Lascaris and fell down and broke 2 ribs. I said, you did? He said, yeah. The sidewalk was too high. Well, it is. But he said because the law, he couldn't do nothing about it. But I don't know why you people, whenever you do anything, to build anything, you go anywhere, you don't invite, you actually don't check it out with everybody. I don't know if you ever seen old people. They don't walk, they shuffle. So that, whatever incident down there, it's a tripping hazard for them. Something else here too. What's here? Yeah, I think that was it. It's been a while here. I had all that stuff here. But that's it for now, though.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you. Anybody else have anything to say?
Arntz is the gentleman's last name. Arntz.
Do you want to
There you go.
Do you want to do Bill right now? He's got a couple of planning commission things.
Oh, I know what it was. Oh, police chief, while you're here, you need to rein in some of your punk-ass cops you got. They're liars and idiots. The first one being an idiot. I was coming home to one day there, and I had a problem with my car. So
We have a complaint procedure. If you have a complaint,
I'm gonna bring it to
you
the
can
borough.
bring
Is
it
that all right?
down. You can come down and follow the complaint
I
procedure.
ain't following a complaint, I just want to grieve it.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you. But, so I was coming home, so I had a problem with my car. Steam or smoke. Oh, son of a bitch. I hope I can make it home. So I was coming up Market Street there. So I thought, man, hope no cars, no red lights. Guess what? No cars, no red lights. So I got up in front of my house here. Stop. Have a turn signal on and turn on the driver. Guess what? Here comes the cars. So, okay. So I thought, man, come on, hurry up. I don't want to break down on the street because then it's, oh my God, that's a hell of a call. So here comes a cop, 3rd car from the end. So he stops right in front of my driveway, preventing me from getting into my driveway to get my car off the street, and he stands there. Sir, do you need some help? I thought, you're So I told him to get the
That's it, he's done.
freedom of speech.
Sit down.
Freedom of speech.
Sit down.
No,
You can't-
freedom of speech.
You can't.
Freedom of speech.
You have to conduct yourself.
No, I don't.
In a meeting.
All right.
And the second one
Then
for
you
being
leave.
a liar. A friend of mine,
I have the chief here.
We'll have a 10-minute recess.
Oh my God. Get him.
Chief can.
Get him.
Take him out.
Can't take me out, freedom of speech, I'm sorry.
Guys.
You can do it.
You can't disrupt a public meeting.
I'm not disrupting,
Yes,
it's
you are.
called freedom of
Yes, you are. Your
speech.
language is unacceptable in a
It
public
doesn't
meeting.
matter, it's freedom of speech.
Doesn't matter.
You better read it.
You can't disrupt a public meeting.
I'm not disrupting it,
Yes, you are.
I'm speaking.
Because the chief's here.
We'll have the next speaker, owns Ansel's apartment, if he wants to speak to us.
Sure. What? Hello, everyone. My name is David Alves. I am recently new in the area. I'm the owner of 20 South Main Street, old Hotel Lewistown, previously 22 multi-family residential units. Anyways, I just started in December of 2022 new in the area. We had some concerns, the only thing regarding, about the dumpsters rules and policies. For example, I have 22 families that I cannot control, and unfortunately, probably you guys heard this multiple times regarding the stickers. It's an unusual law that this is the first time, I encounter here in this county, where you have to have a sticker in each bag of every, each, trash bag that goes into the dumpster. So usually when you rent a dumpster, you are able to put anything inside the dumpster, correct? And unfortunately, I'm being punished for, not having the sticker, and I cannot, babysit basically the families that are inside that building. And unfortunately, that has been, something that is being over and over going on, and I'm being punished for somebody else's, actions. Yep, that's one of the concerns. And the other good news is that we are investors also, and we are coming here to this county, and we are investing on rehabbing distressed properties. We are working with local banks, central local banks, and capital investors, and we are looking into distressed properties in the area. And this town called us our attention, and we've been trying to work with the city over here, trying to find all those properties and put them up and running, and put them nice again, and provide low-income family housing. So we've been cooperating with you as well. I think we were able to connect with some properties. We were able to get 19 Valley, Logan Street, few properties, and right now we are looking into more properties to bring new investors and provide low-income housing to other families that are needed. And we want to work with this, the city codes. We want to make everything right, and we want to help and provide the resources, and we have the manpower to do so. And we're bringing them over here to help renovate some properties. So I want to learn as much as I can, with the code enforcement, do the right thing, and put those houses up and running. So, yeah, so that's what I wanted to share with you guys.
Is this the one that
This is Joe Gagliardi's old
had
place.
the but is this the one that had the $2,000?
No.
No.
This
This is different.
That's a different one.
So if I may,
Okay.
David, right?
Yeah, that's
So, it's the first I've heard this, but I was at the codes office earlier when you called. So I think your intent, correct me if I'm wrong, your intent in coming here is to talk about the bag without tags bill that you received
correct.
because the dumpster is with the tags.
That's correct. For example, when I rent a container last time, I said, do I have to put all the trash that I'm putting in the container with, with bags and put tags? That would not make any sense, right? They said no, but now while I'm renting, for my building, I have to put, every trash bag as a sticker,
So, if I may introduce myself, my name is Freddie Flores. I am a partner with my nephew over here. So the problem basically that we're having is that we are renting a container for the building, for the apartments, right? And we are required to, having the tenants put a sticker on each bag, all right? So what's happening is that since we don't have any control of the tenants, they are putting the bags without any tags, all right? And then he's being fined for it, and it's not a penny, it's not a couple pennies. So, and then we are also using containers that we're gonna be putting on the street, right? With permits and everything. And the bags that are gonna go in there for the houses that we are working on, they don't require a sticker. So it's a contradiction, as you can all see, right? So I would like to echo the concern that many of the citizens of Lewistown are having. I mean, they are complaining about this issue, a lot of the citizens. So basically, it's echoing their concern based on our experiences also, which are negative at this time. But of course, we want to make this something positive. Our introduction to our business over here, to rebuild housing that are, distressed, that they need fixing, and that the whole population would appreciate, so that's what we're here for. So it's a learning process that's going to be, that we're going to be going through, dealing with all you people, dealing with reps of the city, which we have been dealing with the mayor and everyone else. So basically, that's the problem. It's something that is causing financial stress. Where we have to pay, like I said, it's not pennies. It's quite a bit of money that has accumulated as we go through time. So that's pretty much it.
So let me jump in real quick, 'cause I think this is what you're getting at, Lisa, and same thing, Jim. This happened with 4th Green Gables, and quite frankly, I agree with these gentlemen here. So they pay the full dumpster rental fee, they get the dumpster, and then the residents who live in those apartment buildings are supposed to use that dumpster. But if you don't use the tags on those bags, and when they dump those dumpsters, they find these bags without tags, and then they charge them the fee for having bags without tags. So it's kind of like double dipping. This is one of those issues I think does deserve further discussion with council and the committee.
I would like to get an applause from everyone. I know everybody would appreciate that, so.
I do think this needs further discussion, and we gotta talk about this here in the future. So we appreciate you coming in here and, talking to us.
Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for allowing us, giving us the, couple minutes and expressing our concerns also. Thank you.
Guys gonna see me here every day. I'm working hard, so that's what we do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's up to you if you want to stay, but you don't have to stay if you don't want to.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Is there anybody else has anything to bring forth to the council? I'm gonna turn it over, we need a motion to pass consent agenda. Second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? I'm gonna turn it over to the borough manager.
All right, I'll probably turn it over to Eads here real quick, but real quickly, the digester project's coming along really well. The roof is off the building, and like I said, Lucas, if you want to jump in, you can. The roof's off the building. They got rid of like 20-some feet of liquid inside the digester. They're down to about 4 feet. They've had some issues with getting the sludge pumped out, but they got a better pump, and they repaired it, got a bigger one, I guess, and they're pumping it out. And I got some pictures I can show you as Lucas, if he wants to refill any of this, I'll show the pictures.
I think, you want me to?
Go ahead.
On this one?
Yep.
Here we got some pictures with the digester.
That's the
That was one of, was that only today?
No, these are old.
Okay.
These are old, but I got new ones coming in.
Okay.
We'll talk about this one here in a second. That's from today. So this is, you can see what it looks like now.
Yeah, that's as of today.
Yep.
Wow.
So yeah, we're down to about 3.5 feet right now, and then the cone underneath it.
And what you can see here, and I'll just jump in here, Zeke, this is like one of the pipes they're trying to get suck that stuff out of with these hoses here.
Yeah, and if you look at the bottom of that off to the right, they are getting into one big clump hairball type deal that will probably have to be, either they'll have to get in there and dig it out, or a crane to lift it out. So we are finding one big hairball at the moment.
Now, one of the things we discussed today down there, and Lucas is tracking this as well, one of issues, or one of the things they're gonna do when they get this thing empty and repaired, is pressure wash the whole thing. Okay, so that's why I took the picture today. You can see they already started pressure washing the top, so you can see how much of a difference it is when they do the pressure washing. Now, it's going well. I mean, there's really nothing else to tell you except it's going well. Zeke, Lucas, is there anything else you or Zeke want to add?
Well, I just want to add, I sent you some pictures of the dry beds if you want to see.
Oh, yeah, let me find those.
They wouldn't be able to
Let
bring
me
it.
talk about this real quick, because I got this picture up, because this is another issue on your end. So, when we get to it, we're gonna talk about the $1 million loan with county, that we already approved, and county's approved it, so we have the document, it's actually in front of you, I gave you each a copy of it. So as we work on this digester project, that $1 million loan can be used for, and it states in the contract, sewer infrastructure, okay? This is one of our other 2 digesters that has the floating roof, and that's why I took this picture to show you here. That's the floating roof on there. If there's any money left over in that loan, I recommend we service the other 2 digesters, because these digesters have not had their roofs off and been serviced in 20 years. So that's FYI for council as we move further on with this process. You got your pictures, Zeke. Let me see if I can get them to come up. The drying beds are. Full roof inside, digester pics. Let's see if this one comes in. Okay, that's the ones that Zeke took down. Okay, dry bed. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's the dry beds. Their initial thought was they were going to bring a portable press in and process the stuff and take it out. Well, them not being able to pump it out the 50 gallons a minute that's needed. So I said they could use our dry beds to put majority of what's coming out. And this is dry bed 3 and 4, which the first halves are full, is what we got. So starting tomorrow, they'll start filling the back halves of them. So we will be able to get quite a bit of the stuff, but they will probably have to have a couple tractor trailers haul some loads out then. But we really cutting the cost by using our dry beds to take it. So yeah, it's a slow process, but we're getting there.
I think it's going to be, correct me if I'm wrong, Lucas, possibly cheaper than what we projected because there was so much liquid in there.
Correct.
Yep. So we're still thinking a clog?
Oh, yeah, it's some, well.
Oh, it's clogged, yeah.
More likely it is clogged. So once they get it down probably another 2 feet, we should be able to see the piping, the 2 main pipes coming out, and then we'll have a better idea, but I'm going to lean towards a clog.
Good news.
Thanks, Zeke. All right, number 2, military banners were installed. Those are installed downtown. I think they're only waiting for 2 more banners. One is for the fire department logo, and one is for the police department logo, with 2 people on each banner, and then they will all be installed. Now, there were a couple of spelling mistakes in the names, and those have been addressed with the company, and they're going to try to replace those banners. I have a meeting tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock with the VFW to discuss the next phase of banners for 2025. We're going to try to get the bigger, better, cooler banners for the military, veterans and heroes for 2025. So we'll start that process with the VFW tomorrow.
Will that be advertised? I'm getting a lot of requests how my.
Yeah, oh yeah, when it comes, we'll start working that this summer, later on this summer.
But it's
once we
not the
pick
same
out a
company
vendor.
we used
No.
before.
So the company we have now, good question, Lisa, the company we have now, they signed a contract with the borough before I even became the borough manager, and it expires, I think, at the end of this year. So in order to get the military banners up this year, a business had to pay $700 or $800 for a banner. But we could go through a private company, it's $150 a banner. So we'll probably terminate that contract at the end of the year. That's why we'll start working with this new company for 2025. And the new banners are, last I checked, about $150 a piece. And then they can keep them when they're done, you know, and they're bigger and better, so. I&I, smoke testing, that's going on July 15th to July 22nd. They've already done some smoke testing. Let me find my.
Kim, we're gonna be on the west end of town,
Yep,
4th, 5th, 6th Street.
yep. Yeah, I'm just trying to find the picture of it. I got it here somewhere. But you're right. Basically, you look at the map on here, it's basically the west side of town. And we'll get this advertised.
And they're looking at Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. And this is everything that drains to Victory Park and that interceptor down through Victory Park.
That's just red one. And you can see the list of streets. So I think Caitlin was already gonna put this on her website, I think.
It's up online already.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's already on Facebook.
Caitlin's awesome. Alright, so that's ongoing, thanks Lucas, we'll keep attacking, okay? Alright, let's back the agenda. Alright, 12 July is Employee Appreciation Day, that's down at Rec Park, so all the employees and the guests we've invited are welcome to attend that. With that, Borough Hall closing at noon on Friday, 12 July, because of the party, the Appreciation Day for the borough employees. PennDOT Winter Road Maintenance Agreement. This is something that requires a little bit of discussion with council, that's why I have it on here. So, PennDOT shut up my office a couple weeks ago and gave me, hey, can you hand me that brown folder on my desk over there, please? Instead of just pulling it up on it. Right there, that's it, thanks. They gave me the contract for the next 5 years with the borough for a winter maintenance agreement. If you don't know what that is, that means some of the streets in town are owned by the borough, and some are owned by PennDOT. So like Valley Street, Market Street, Main Street, a bunch of them are owned by PennDOT. So what PennDOT does is they come in and have the borough sign a contract to maintain those roads in the winter. Plow them, salt them, keep them clean, all that stuff. And then they give us some money for it. But when I got the contract, I looked at it, and it's only, I think, $8,000 a year, okay? $8,000 does not cover our expenses in the borough to do that. So I sent an email to PennDOT asking them, who do I discuss this with in the future, because I don't agree with the $8,000 fee. A couple weeks went by, he finally emailed me and said he got an answer, and that they want to know if the council will approve a 1-year contract, and then follow that with further discussion on increasing the payment to the borough for us conducting their winter maintenance on the road. They said their concern right now is their union, they'd have to go through and redo a new union contract to be able to provide services to the borough streets that are owned by PennDOT. So it really goes to council, we'll probably talk about this, I think next week is law and ordinance or something coming up. But any council member can jump in on this. The bottom line is this something you guys want to do, a 1-year contract and take the $8,000? Is this something you guys want to put your feet on the and hold it and say, PennDOT, you guys got to maintain the roads?
If they don't, we do.
Well, we don't have to, but we would anyways because we're citizens. That's the thing, we don't want to screw the citizens. So, it's kind of like it's the old saying, it's either PennDOT's way or no way.
Yeah.
That's the way it always is. And they kind of got our feet to fire now because they're saying, okay, fine, we'll do it for 1 year. Well, you do it for 1 year, and then we'll have further discussions about the different dollar figures.
I would say 1 year and then we can go back to them.
Yeah, and we can probably do that. Now, I was in
You want to do that now or in law and ordinance?
We're gonna have to do it, we're gonna end up doing it anyway. So
you can do it now. I got it on here. Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
So-
Yep,
you know,
for the 1 year.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was at a party on the 22nd of July. My brother's wife was retiring as a teacher 35 years. I don't know how she survived. But anyways, one of her brother-in-laws was there, and I was talking to him, and he says, I said, what do you do? He goes, I'm a lawyer for PennDOT. I told him who I was, and he goes, oh yeah, I've seen emails with your name on there. So they definitely know that, I'm a stickler for this kind of stuff. So my recommendation is we prove it for this year, just the 1 year, and then we take it back to them and say, let's renegotiate the cost for this service in the future years.
If I may ask,
Yeah.
how many miles of road does that have?
6.1 miles for the PennDOT that we maintain.
That's the whole year round, summer, winter?
No, it goes from October to April or May.
Just the plows. Who provides the salt mean?
We do, that's the thing. We have to pay all the salt and everything. And so,
What's the price of per ton or something? with salt?
Tyler, do you know what the prior summer, do you know what the price per ton is?
I know that when we figured it out, we were paying about, our fee was 13,000, and we were being reimbursed about 8,
Yeah, let me see if I can find it.
based on the percentage of road in use for the last 2 years. I believe.
So I guess I need to figure out what the expenses are in comparison to each per mile.
Right, yeah, It broke down to we were spending 13,000.
Per mile.
Well, total. Yes.
Oh, 2,000.
Yeah.
2,000 a mile.
So you can see our cost average is 13,000. I don't even think that covers fuel and some other stuff, but they were offering us 8, you know. So there is a difference on here quite a bit. So I think that we should probably, and Ben's done all the math and stuff on this, and I think we should approve it for 1 year, and then take them back to the table and talk about
I mean,
future
also,
years.
if I may, my humble opinion is that if the maintenance trucks are gonna be around the area, and if it doesn't take that much to make a turn, right or left turn, you know, that makes a little bit more sense. But if it takes the maintenance crew to go out of their way to do that work, then, you know, it makes a difference, a huge difference. So those are things that need to be, you know, put into the whole equation.
I'm just looking to see if it's later on in here. No. So if you guys would like to approve a 1-year contract with PennDOT, you can do that tonight.
We use a 1-year contract.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I would leave them know, Kim, that we intend this to be the last year for that price.
At that price, yes, sir, got it, I agree. All right, next thing is CGI videos. CGI videos came into town on the 25th, and I spent 5 or 6 hours with them going through town. We got some great video shops, did a lot of businesses, schools, facilities, borough workers, the pool. One of the fire stations was open, so we were able to go in there and get some pictures of the trucks and stuff. And this is a tourism video for the town. And I'm not sure how long it takes to come back. I think it's about a few months, I think, because they got to go through and edit all the filming they did. But it went off well, so that's complete. And once I hear something else, I'll let you know. Kiss Creek debris removal. You guys approved that contract, and let me show you some stuff from Kiss Creek today. This one thing is wrong with this computer. I'm gonna go through these quick. Here's the crane you can see going through, how much stuff is in there. And some of these are out of sequence, but basically you can see how much stuff is being removed from that creek. And this has been over the last 2 days. And if you see this tree, if you can see my mouse, see this tree? I'll show you, I'll talk about that here in a second. Now, they did find 1 snapping turtle, a family of muskrats, and a woodchuck they displaced. So they had to go find somewhere else to live. So here's what it looks like now. Okay, for the most part. I mean, you can see it's all gone. You see the tree? So the young kid that was working down there, I asked him who gave him permission to cut the tree down. He's all scared. He says, well, we thought it had to be gone. It was in our way. I said, good call, because that tree is pushing against the pipe. So it's down. It's good. It's gone. So, and then I got a bunch of video and stuff if you want to see that from with it. We went down and took with the drone. The bottom line is, by the end of the day, that stuff will be gone and cleaned up. I can't remember what it cost. Do you remember what the quote was?
$7,900.
$7,900. That was cheap compared to some of the ones we got. So that will be cleaned out, and that'll be one thing off our plate. There's one thing else I wanted to show you. All right, so some of the drone shots here. Did you guys see this? So a man-edge tool used to be there, and at the bottom of that creek, you can see them down there, there's a whole bunch of these whetstones they use to sharpen their axes and stuff with. So I had them take one out that they could reach. The problem is they were too far out from, but they were able to get one out from man edge, which is kind of historical. So we got one out, we're gonna use it for something in the borough for a display or something, so at least we'll save something out of it. And I don't know, we got some videos here, I know that, I don't think that's a video. But it does show that other view. I do want to show you something. You can see how high it was packed up against that wall and how much pressure was pushing on it from the water flow. If we got any more flooding, that would have been bad for the pipe, and Zeke would have been, well, up Poop Creek. So you can see from this end the videos that Caitlin had taken, you know, removing all the debris, basically one log at a time, trying to get that stuff out of there. So they did a great job. There. Any questions on the Kish Creek? All right, next thing, police car bid. So the police car bid is out. It's being advertised. That's the only thing we have at this time to put out for bid. So I think we're supposed to receive those bids here. We open it up at the August council meeting. I haven't received any bids yet, but I'm expecting some. Poll briefing. Tyler, you're up.
I'm up there. Alright, so I had gotten some pictures from our poll and our kind of our makeover, so I just put together a little presentation, little slideshow of pictures and stuff, just to show what has happened and transpired over the last couple months here. So I'll let you just kind of go through them, Kim.
You just tell me when to click.
Yeah. So there's obviously the entrance and the concession stand window. Go ahead. There's the first kind of the banner on the outside of the building. We had stripes put on the building there by Chrisette Painting. So I know that it was very tedious for him to do those stripes. Lisa was there, as he and Matt and others. So, but the stripes look really cool. New pool roll sign there that was made. We kind of did a whole makeover of the guard shack in the office.
Basically, we gutted them.
Pretty much painted the floors. Added a little bit of color and stuff there. So
Lots of IT support from Matt and Scott.
the concession stand, the one room we're using for freezers and deep freezers and refrigerators.
And the one thing that everybody's been asking for years is deep fried French fries.
So the fire department's helped us out there a lot with the freezers and stuff. The new doors, overhead door was gracious enough to come and donate and install some rolling steel doors for us. The academy painted all of our pool toys there. So there's the mushroom that we had painted. With the dots, that's right. We kind of did a little restroom rehab there, new curtains. We painted the benches orange to kind of let it pop. We repainted the floors, fixed up the stall areas. Caitlin was able to get picnic tables from Peachy's Furniture, I believe it was. So we have lifetime picnic tables and umbrellas sitting kind of around the area. We got some Adirondack chairs to sit around. And then these are just some pictures of the pool area from a distance.
I think you fixed the leak. I was talking to lifeguards today about it, and they said it hasn't gone down. They've hardly added any water.
We've added minimal water
Yep.
in the last 4 weeks, and I believe that's just evaporation. So obviously a thank you to everybody that helped with the pool this year. I know that there's been many compliments taken from the community. You hear a lot of positive things from it. There was a lot of community support. There was a lot of time and effort put into it the last couple months. So you can kind of see the sponsors that the ladies had gotten over the last couple months here.
Hey, Caitlin, you got a list of all the sponsors on here. Have we generated a thank you letter to be signed by council to send out to them yet?
We have not, but we can.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll work with you on that. Yeah, we'll get something put together. Okay.
So there's just a couple different level sponsors. There you can see as Kim scrolls through.
That's good. That's good.
These are just some additional contributions. May not have been monetary, but I threw these pool memes in just at the end, just a little bit of fun at the end. So, but that's that.
Good job. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Tyler.
Good job.
And CDGB officers, let's talk about that because that's really important. So CDCOG contacted me yesterday and asked us if we'd come up with our finalized plan of what we wanted to use our CDGB funds for this year or next year. So if I remember right, it was about 125,000 that's going to be available this year, and about 125,000 available for next year. So if you encumber the money this year for next year, it's about 250,000. So the two big things we've discussed at the last meeting was rec park upgrades, which definitely needs it because you've been down there, the fences are really bad, the paving's bad, no handicap access, handicap equipment. But stormwater, that's another thing that's part of the DEP consent order. that has just as much weight bearing as the I&I with the sewer. There's a section of town that is up by Academy Hill we're having problems with now because the water's running off the hill down the streets and washing people's driveways and stuff away because there are no storm inlets or storm drains up on that part of town. That is something we could use CDBG money for, also state liquid fuels money. So we don't have to decide it tonight, but in our meetings coming up between the council members, we just got to decide what we want to move forward with, plans for using our CDBG money here in the near future. All right, and then you're down to, that concludes my stuff, Jim, for right now.
Fire chief?
June statistics, the city ran 28 calls for service, 23 in town, 5 out of town. 2 fires, 3 gas leaks, 8 medical calls, 2 local alarms, 5 automatic fire alarms, 1 police assist, 2 public service, 4 motor vehicle accidents, 1 brush fire. Heritage ran a total of 16 calls, all in town, 1 fire, 2 gas leaks, 1 medical, 2 local alarms, 4 automatic fire alarms, police assist 1, public service 1, and 4 motor vehicle accidents. I'm still trying to get caught up with everybody. I've been away for 2 weeks, so. And but I do. The only other thing I have is we're going to have a department training next Tuesday at Parsons. It's going to be both Heritage and City. We're going to go out there and cut the cars apart.
Oh, you gonna use the new tools or bot with ARPA? Cool.
Yeah,
Good deal.
there's some guys from Heritage who are interested in, diving into that part of it too. So we have that set up for next Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock. So anybody's bored wants to ride out around and watch us cut cars apart,
Those medical calls, are they like assist help for that?
yes,
and
do
stuff?
lifting,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
or cardiac arrest or something. If
Okay.
that's yes sir, yep. Thank you.
The mayor report?
I have just a couple things this month. I don't know if you noticed in the Sentinel about the gentleman that was electrocuted up in the west end of the borough. He had hit I guess it was a high voltage electric shock from an indirect contact with a power line. And the EMTs that from Fame went to assist on that situation. And because of what they had done, they went above and beyond the call of duty. They were recognized through Geisinger. The Geisinger Lewistown Hospital has a Drama Service Excellence coin. They were presented, and the 4 EMTs were Eric Howe, Matt Evans, Zach Leitzel, and Christina Stauffer. Being on the board at Fame, I've seen firsthand, what the EMTs and the paramedics go through. I know when we have our meetings, the siren goes off. They're just in and out all the time. And to see these 4 being honored, I thought was really worth presenting to all of you. The PSAB Borough News that comes out every month, this is the August edition, and I just got it yesterday. I had submitted an article for publication for the School of Nursing. So it's on page 16 if you have a book that's handy. So it'll certainly bring recognition to us, and the Geisinger School of Nursing was very, very pleased that I had taken the time to do it. So I want to make sure that they get a copy of this, because the magazine is well known all over the state. Speaking of the School of Nursing, when they had their open house, and a week after, United States Congressman John Joyce. I had him in the area and arranged for him to go through the school of nursing. And he told me that he's actually a doctor, he's an MD. And he said there at the school of nursing, he was had conversation with the mannequin. The mannequin was laying in bed, he talked to him and he returned. It was just like a two-way conversation. He said, I'm a doctor, but I don't think I ever saw that before. So you know the state of the art, the equipment that is at the school of nursing. I'm really pleased with what's going on there. The attendance, the enrollment has gone up, and I think they're going to have, by the fall, a large number of students there. And I got an opportunity, there's a young girl that lives down by us. She was walking her dog, and she told me that she was a student there. And she said, I can't believe the presentations and the direction that I'm getting for my nursing career. So that was nice to hear. I have no wedding reports for this quarter. And I'm going to be at the PSAB Board of Directors and Board of Trustee meetings on August the 8th and 9th, so I'll be out of town. And then the following week I'll be out for a couple of days too. But I always have my phone with me if anybody needs me. Anybody have any questions for me?
You're doing a good job.
Okay, thanks.
Police Chief, Dave?
Okay, our stats for June, 469 calls for service, 72 traffic citations issued, 12 non-traffic, 22 warnings, 8 DUI arrests, and parking tickets, we had 404 meter and other violations, 537 for street maintenance. Total amount for the tickets issued was $12,805. The total we brought in June was $8,485. That's basically what we can do is just give you a snapshot of what's there on that particular day, because some of these tickets that were issued in June can be paid in July and so forth. So it's a constantly evolving amount there. That's why it's hard to give you like a detailed amount for each month. But that generally gives you an idea of what we did in June. There are a couple of issues here. For the accreditation grant, I know I brought this up at the last meeting. Went back and talked to Rich and came up with some estimates for the server. He actually took some of the items off. So the total amount for the estimate we have now is $13,400. And that goes into the accreditation grant. That's for a new secure server. Gives a lot more storage space for evidence for photos, videos, things like that. It's much more secure than our current server, and that goes on the accreditation grant. So we'd like to get permission to go forward with that purchase. And then the second one is for another grant, local law enforcement support grant. And this is for wireless routers for in the vehicles to give us better connectivity with all the equipment, electronics we have in the vehicles now. We're doing e-citations, e-filing, a lot of things. It gives us better connectivity for the vehicles. So the total amount for that is $11,445. And that was a CoStar's quote on that one. And that's what we have for the local law enforcement grant. So we're looking for permission to move forward with those two purchases for those grants.
For the server, it's in the 3 quote amount, 3 telephonic quotes. You just need to have records of that, unless you get it from a CoStar's provider.
Yeah, we did have the 3 quotes for that.
So moved for both.
Second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, thank you. And the other item I have is the SRO agreement for 2024 and 2025 school year. I think I did bring this up in May. Kim reminded me, and I think it was approved then. But I just received the signed copy from the school district this past week. So I wanted to get the signatures on our end. So no changes in the current contract, will be the same for next year. 8 hours per day for an officer to cover the school, it's paid by the school district based on the officer's hourly wage and benefits, so forth. So no changes in the contract. I just wanted to bring that up so we get that final approval and get the signatures on it.
Basically, he just make a motion, we go through them and be done with it.
So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
That's all I have for now, Jim. Thank you.
We didn't have a rec board meeting the last time, and that was postponed. I think it's going to be the 23rd of
23rd?
July, yeah. So I put a couple things on here, banners and donations and stuff, almost 21,000. That's awesome work by the council members and the staff that have done that. I mean, that's phenomenal work, $21,000 is cool. And the attendance as of 5 July is 1,323, which is quite an amount. I think that's the highest I've seen in that time period since I've been here, so.
Same with the membership.
Yeah, and then, so it's, with that, I think we got a large number of memberships, like 71 or something like that. So it's going really well. All right, next up would be Borough Solicitor, because him and I kind of tag team this one, Mark.
Turn it over to Mark.
The first item, Black's Hospital lot consolidation. Mr. Wright's here for that one. This was conditionally approved by the Planning Commission, and it involves just a removal of some lot lines at the old Black's Hospital property by the new purchaser.
We need to vote on
Yeah, you just need to vote to approve it.
Well, did you have any questions, sir, Mr. Remy?
No, if all the items have been taken care of, I see Caitlin nod her head, it's ready for approval by council.
I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
The Delmark lot consolidation is very similar. It's just a removal of some lot lines from the property on 4th Street up by the fire school.
Need a motion?
So moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
We're skipping the ordinance omnibus, we're gonna talk about that at the next law and ordinance meeting.
The county resolution of support has to do with
Library.
the streetscape up near the library. The county is pursuing funding and asked for a resolution of support from Borough Council. I guess it's gonna basically fit in with the work they've done around the courthouse and up near the index.
It's a several phase project, Lucas, as I'm tracking. This part that he's referring to, Mark's referring to, is this section here on the left, and then they'll discuss this later on with another phase. Basically, it's required that since it's in the borough, we give a letter of support to county that we support their project. So we have two ways to do it, and I recommend both. We got a letter of support that Jim signs, and you have the resolution, which will be official record.
By support, are we paying any money?
No, we do not pay any money. We support their project within the borough.
Okay.
Good question, Abby. You know, no money, because I asked the same thing, you know. So you got the resolution, was right here, we need a motion to approve that. Mark put this together based on the project. And then we have the letter of support, county library letter of support. So you can do one motion and say we approve both resolution and the letter of support.
Kim, can you bring that map back up?
Yeah, sure. Let me find it. There it is.
So when I attended that meeting several months ago, there was a question here about this alleyway. Caitlin, are you familiar with this? What happened that they wanted a doorway into where that air conditioning unit and stuff is, they want to give a variation there?
I have not seen these plans at all.
Okay. There was discussion here along the side there. There's an air conditioning unit and stuff which is going to be relocated during the process of all this.
I think it was right here, Matt.
Yeah, and there was discussion about entrance coming out into the alleyway. Did they solve that? What are we doing with that? Because I think that came to us because we had to give variance to whether that was going to be allow them to do that. That was discussed at the meeting.
I haven't heard anything since, they just came back and said they kind of, I think that's why they wanted to meet with you guys earlier to go through this stuff with you, but there wasn't even that.
I think we should follow up before we sign anything. And you guys haven't seen it yet?
I haven't seen any plans from the county for this.
My only comment will be, this is to submit a grant application. So this is not necessarily a final design or approval of a final design. This is their concept for a grant application. And do you guys support their grant application? So that's the
So we're not gonna be locked into anything?
We are not. Now, with the library project, if that entrance door on the alley is a concern, I think we'll definitely bring it up and make sure we're happy with what they're proposing.
Okay.
Yep.
So you'd be doing the approval of the county resolution for support and then the letter of support.
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Both. Parking Authority and Streets Parking Board are just being worked on. That'll, you know, I believe we have a target date of getting that done this year, which should be quite doable. The PennDOT resolution, which one's that?
PennDOT resolution is for this winter maintenance contract.
Oh, okay,
So we just, I have it, I just pulled it up a second ago to show it to you. We just need let me check one thing on it though first, because the original resolutions could be based on the 5-year, we're not doing that, so. Okay, there's no, so we can.
Yeah, I think this is just for
Yeah,
the.
just general, so yes.
Signatories.
Yep, that's all this is, so then you approve that, yes.
Need a motion to approve? This resolution of PennDOT.
This is the winterization.
This is winterization, yes.
So,
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Lake Car Wash is a land development project that I think it's called On Point. It's Loop Lake is kind of the principal in it. They're developing a car wash on the south end. They have submitted land development plans, and I think the point we're at is where we're recommending approval contingent upon receipt of the developer's agreement, financial security, and developer's escrow money. I know Lucas has it in his report too.
Yep. They received their PennDOT HOP for the driveway coming out there on to South Main Street, so it's ready to go.
I think it's been kind of pending that approval of the HOP, so.
HOP is a highway occupancy permit.
Where's it gonna be located down
It is, it's the one across from Southside Hoagie Shop.
Oh, that
It's
one. Yeah, they-
the existing one,
there?
Yeah.
As now.
Yeah.
So we need a motion.
I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
All right, we'll move down to unfinished new business. Okay with you? Okay. Number 1, USG digester invoice. That was the removal of the roof. That was $80,000. We knew it was coming, so we need to approve that invoice.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
And I have copies of all these. I just put the dollar figure in either the cheapest one, or if you want to discuss anything, I can open them up. Mantech has 2 things on here, and Lucas will probably have to jump in on this. One is a wireless upgrade, and I believe that's a one-time fee of $9,540, and Zeke, you as well, if you want to jump in. And then you have Mantech I&I wireless ultrasonic sensor, which we would make the readers be able to be read in your computer and stuff, but that's a rental fee for 60 months with a $216,000 total. So is there anything you want to add on there, Lucas?
Just probably point number 1, you guys don't have to act on this one tonight. I think we could probably talk this a little further next Wednesday at our sewer meeting.
Okay.
Just to make sure everybody's up to speed. But this is sort of just a follow-up to the meters that we installed off of Walnut Street in Spinagle. We're getting really good readings. I know Todd at the plant's able to look at those in real time. We're able to monitor the flows. Number 3 there, which is to upgrade your flow meters at your other connections to Dairy Township and Granville Township. Upgrade those to the ultrasonic sensors that send the image down and we can get real-time data. So that is renting those meters to get accurate data at our municipal connection points. And then number 2 is to take the remaining meters that the borough owns that we stick at strategic locations and make all of those real-time data with a modem to send right to the treatment plant. So if you guys want to move on that tonight, you can. If not, I think we'll just brief everybody at the sewer meeting next week, and we can come back next month and answer any final questions.
Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll delay on number 2 and number 3. If that's okay with council. Number 4, Center Street I&I slip lining. Z can jump in on this. Let me find the pictures, but we do need to. Where's my meter I&I sensors testing? I got that map somewhere. Z can hear us sent on Center Street. Let me find it. Misplaced. Oh, these are the quotes. Now here it is. That's what I'm looking for. It's a little upside down. So basically, this is the area we're talking about. This is in the borough. It's over by East Walnut and Roosevelt. This area here, all the pipes have roots and cracks, and it's full of I&I. So the easiest way to fix it, instead of digging it all up and putting in new piping, is to slip line it. We have our quotes for slip lining. 3 quotes, but the cheapest one is actually done by Mr. Rehab because they are doing a slip line project right next to that for Dairy Township, so we don't got the extra fees for mobilization and stuff, so we can just tie it in with their project. So it came out much cheaper than the other one. So we recommend you approve this one for $21,886.85.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Darn, you're a good Zeke.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mary. Yeah, let's get out of this. Next thing, we already did the letter of support approval. 7 Chestnut Street extended handicap parking request. All right. So this lady, I'm not going to show you her form because it's got medical stuff on there. But the bottom line is, I'll show you what we're talking about. So this is her house. This is truck. It's parked in front of her house. So I took this picture. It shows where the nearest handicap spot is. So it's all the way down from here. That's by her mom's. Oh, is it? Okay, so that's where I stood by that spot. So you guys can see it's pretty far away. One thing is, she has parking. This is her van behind her house. Okay. Here's her house here. Here's her house here. And those are the pictures. So she wants a handicap for in front of her house. Now, she does have handicap parking behind her, not handicap, but she has parking behind her house. The other issue is, she only paid $25, the $50 fee, because she refuses to pay the other $25. Because she got the application a while ago, but never completed it, submitted it, and since then, it was raised to $50, and she said since she got the application before we raised it, even though she never submitted it, that's all she's gonna pay is $25. So if council approves it, I recommend you approve it based on her paying the full fee. Otherwise, you don't approve it because she has parking behind her house.
I'll make a motion, we grant it if she pays $50 fee.
Okay.
Doesn't matter, it's her fault she didn't turn it in when she got the application.
No, I agree. That's what I recommend. You should pay the full fee. So that's a motion. Second.
Is it a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed?
Yes.
I see his point. She is parking.
Have we revised those forms?
Yep.
Yeah. We're working on it, actually. I
No,
think it's
they've
done.
been-
Yeah,
they've been
yeah,
replaced.
that's-
Okay. And we wanna remember when we start next year with the $25 fee.
Yes, that's on the
add
L&O
that-
stuff.
Add that on there.
Yes, you're
Okay.
absolutely right, Abby, yes. So that school resource one for Dave, that's complete. Wireless router, I believe that was complete. Dave, we approved that. So the last thing on here in yellow is another issue with bags without tags. But I can't discuss it because it involves money unless the borough votes to discuss it. The borough council votes to discuss it.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed?
Okay, so it's added. All right, so this resident here called and talked to me, and I said, well, you might want to come to council and talk to them about your issue, because bags without tags, I really can't do anything with it. So they sent me an email, because apparently that's how people do things, is email, so let me find it on here, refuse, I think it's in refuse. Okay, so here is the email, so you guys can see it. You guys all read that? I don't know if I can make it any bigger on the email. Alright, so let me show you, this is what I was doing when I saw you earlier and I made that. Okay, so here is the two pictures. This is the house in question, it's vacant. This is behind it. This is the one next door here. So apparently the house next door is putting their trash, I guess, in front of the 314. So they want that $300 waived for the bags without tags. Another. It's another reason, in my opinion, is that the council relook this tag issue with the garbage for 2025. They want the council to absolve them of the extra $300 that they're getting billed for the bags without tags, but I can't make that decision.
So moved.
Second.
Approved?
Why don't we transfer the bill over to 316?
It's an apartment complex, and we don't know who in the apartment complex it's responsible for. And the only way to do that, which is an ongoing thing, is we have to tear the bags apart, find out in the nasty garbage who owns it, with mail and letters and stuff like that.
Is it still going on?
Oh yeah, that's why the gentleman was here about it with the dumpsters and stuff. It's going on a lot, Eddie.
We need to find out where it's coming from.
Oh, I mean, it's all over town. I think it's an issue we're gonna.
The tag situation's gotta go away. Just pick the garbage up and take it. We're the only municipality in the area that's running with tags. Only one. Pick the garbage up, take it to the landfill, and you're done. Simple.
I mean, I know that you say you make money on it, because some people say you make money on the tags, but is it worth it to the residents?
The tags are what, $12,000 a year?
Yeah, it's probably about that. It's a lot.
And what do we have to show for it? Nothing.
That's what I'm talking about.
$12,000 away a year for tags.
If you went to a straight flat rate, I think it's $67 a ton to dispose of it. Our trash at the landfill. It takes a lot of trash to make a ton. So the bottom line is, I think we need to look at this for 2025 and plan to move forward without tags. And if it doesn't pass council, we stay with the tags. But until that happens, you're gonna have this probably every council meeting, people complaining about the tags.
Well, if people find out that you don't need a tag on in here, you're gonna have a lot more work.
Anything and
I can
everything.
tell you that right now. Because everybody had friends that live out of the borough and all they have to do is say, hey, my garbage Wednesday night, just set your stuff in there.
Well, then we're gonna be sitting here giving exceptions and all, we're gonna lose money anyhow. Like we're losing $300 a year, and I support this, but you're gonna be doing more of this? Am I not correct, there's somebody that has a larger amount of money that they wanted, like $2,500 they wanted?
Ron Shalon had a bunch of apartments, and he's a good guy. He's actually a very good property owner, a very good landlord. And he brought $2,000 last council meeting that he wanted to sign from, and we didn't absolve him for it.
Yeah.
Well, by the looks of that house, those bags had to come from the other side of the other.
Oh, we're not disagreeing with you, but how do you figure out which apartment? How many's in there, Caitlin, like 4 apartments?
Something like that.
Yeah, so we don't know who owns them, I mean.
I
I think this is worth a discussion. You could absolve this tonight, and I think we should just take it forward as for discussion, you know, so we don't kind of.
I have a motion on the floor to dissolve this.
Yes, second.
What's his motion?
To dissolve this 300.
Need a second?
Well, I'll go along with that. I'll second the motion. I mean, I was just asking that under question. You know, the other apartment evidently is putting them over at 14. Now, you can see nobody's living in 14.
Correct, correct.
I mean, so true, that owner shouldn't be responsible for those bags. But then if we're gonna just absolve it and we're gonna lose the $300 probably to the other apartment, then we need to find out why the other apartment people aren't putting stickers on.
So if we know that the building is vacated, it's nobody there, our refuge guys don't know that by pulling in front and know that building's under construction, nobody's living there,
The
and they
refuge
still
guy-
give you the address?
Yeah, the refuse guys just do what they're told, which is if it's an address, they pick up trash there, that's who gets billed, that's what they do. You know, so.
Years ago, and the reason I say about eliminating those stickers, years ago, they tried to do that, and they would have an annual, day that you brought all your
Yep, they don't do
scrap
that
out.
anymore.
Spring cleanup, we don't do it anymore.
That's why they went to stickers, because you had everybody from out of town hauling stuff in here and setting it down.
I'm not gonna say you're wrong. I mean, I've had citizens tell me, well, hell, I'll bring my stuff in from my hunting camp.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, bring your 2 bags in from hunting camp. I mean, I get it. I mean, I can't stop you from doing it. But I live outside the borough, and I'm sure as hell not bringing my stuff in to put it in front of Steve's house. I mean, I pay a garbage bill. I don't know, I just think it's an issue where it will resolve itself out in a few months. It might take 6 months. You're gonna get rid of all this stuff that's people are hoarding in their backyards and stuff. If we go without the tags, then it gives the opportunity for people to get rid of the stuff. We can adjust a flat rate. We can set it high, we can change it later on. I just think it's worth discussion. Now, David, I was under the impression you were coming to the meeting tonight because you were gonna ask for the absolve. It's about $1,000, isn't it?
Over $16,000.
Are you gonna ask over 1,600, right?
Exactly.
Are you gonna ask the council to absolve you of
That's
that?
what I'm trying, to.
Come on up to the podium, will you, David?
All right, yeah.
So because of this, what you
every-
wanna do is you wanna ask the council if they absolve that, because as a landowner, you can't control it, but you're requesting us to relook the issue with the dumpsters and bags without tags.
Right, so every 3 months, basically I'm being, punished by $1,600, of like tickets basically for not having a sticker that I cannot control, these families. They bring the trash, sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't, and I cannot have my maintenance guys, seeking into the container trying to figure out who is the owner of that trash. Right, so we can't do that. So unfortunately, I'm being punished every 3 months and I see the bill growing and growing, and that's, the only borough I've been, in Harrisburg, New Cumberland County, other counties, and this is the only county that I've been, facing this situation that I did not even know that this existed until I faced here.
So he has a dumpster and he's still required to have tags?
And that's why we gotta have, put it on the
Dumpster.
Why?
That's the policy, that's the borough code.
Our church has a dumpster and we're not required to have
That's
tags.
his point. You got people that rent dumpsters that, they renovate a house, they just throw the trash
So
in there, and it's a
they
fee.
have a-
Yeah, if you rent a dumpster, then you shouldn't.
That's his point.
That's right, and he's being charged $1,600.
That's why we
for
put it on our notes to discuss
That's
at the
not
next
fair
law
either.
ordinance meeting.
We need to look at the solid waste.
So my next goal was like, what, should I just carry my own trash somewhere else?
We'll work
Right?
with it. So you need, I'm asking you, if you wanna do this, you need to ask council to resolve the $1,600 fee. If you don't,
Have you paid that
have
fee
you paid
already?
it in the past?
Right now, I haven't paid right now the fee because I needed to talk about this and I wanted, help in how I can dissolve this.
Have you paid that fee before?
Yes, before.
How many
How many
times?
times?
I'm not sure, I have to look into it, but.
At least
multiple-
twice maybe?
More than that, yes. More than that, yeah. So it's not something, right.
Mr. President, I wanna change my
Okay.
motion to exonerate the 300 and his 1,600.
Are we gonna exonerate the $2,000 from last meeting?
It wasn't brought up.
It was brought up, but the
Well,
council
yeah.
decided last week to last month to make him pay it.
Right.
And I called Mr. Salon and told him that. He was very nice. I mean, he's a great guy, very nice and polite about it, so he's very
The amount of
disappointed.
money he's put into this,
He's put a
borough,
ton.
we ought to be
And
ashamed of
what
ourselves.
property was that?
He's got a bunch of properties in town,
National.
and Caitlin will vouch for him. He's a very good property owner in this town.
Yes.
I don't even, I'm not
And he
familiar
pays
with
the
what
bills
he's
on time.
with him.
We've never had an
Same
issue.
thing, bags like tags.
No, I was into Eagle.
Yeah,
Yeah, he didn't have dumpsters though, did he?
no.
No.
So that's
Yeah.
different.
That's
Yeah.
different.
Oh, he didn't have a dumpster.
No, it was,
No,
No,
it was his tenants.
Let's
putting
see
up
number
there.
9 on here, doesn't have a dumpster.
This guy has a dumpster.
Yes.
The $2,000 guy
He didn't have a
did
dumpster.
have a
They were
dumpster.
not correct.
I mean, that's the one we talked about before.
Right.
Right.
I understand maybe you can put a sticker, on like heavy stuff like old furniture or something. I totally completely get it, if it's something outside the dumpster, but not inside the dumpster, So that's really tough right now.
That's my motion on the floor.
So the motion on the table is to absolve him of his $1,600 and the
And the
$300 for number 9.
Alright.
Second.
Yeah, well, then we need to inform you guys that, not to put stickers on that.
Yeah, I mean, whatever, I mean, I'm.
Yeah.
Tell us, yeah.
That's gotta go to
I
L&O.
mean, there's no sense going through this every month, having them come in.
Right.
I mean, the only thing I think, obviously, new to the game, my understanding was the dumpster was a convenience and that each of the tenants were required and that the dumpster was put there as a convenience. That was my understanding when I was told. Because before, when she was there.
Yeah, but he's paying for the dumpster.
Yes.
Right, but
Yes.
that was my understanding.
It goes back to the same thing. They pay for the dumpster and.
Yeah.
The problem is the existing ordinance says all garbage has to be in a bag with a tag on it. It doesn't really differentiate between dumpsters and not. And I think this was just something that was not foreseen when
fix
the ordinance was created.
So we maybe need to look at it more.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Because what happens, you got Mr. David paying for a dumpster and getting charged for the bags without tags,
Yeah.
so the people already paying for it, so. So your motion's still on the table, Matt.
Well,
We
you gotta look,
shouldn't give them stickers then either.
Correct. That's correct.
is law and ordinance gonna look at these tag things again?
Yes, yes, I already wrote it down, yes, Mayor, yes.
We gotta just-
You said the tags are gonna be a discussion now?
Yes, for language, yes.
I just think you should get refuse involved in that. I know I've heard a bunch of comments from the guys, just pros and cons
We
from
will.
them
Well, Ben-
before a decision's made.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we would, yeah, I agree with 100%.
The motion was made and second that we absolve the fees for these two people,
Yeah.
$1,600 and $300. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
All right, David, if you get a chance, give me a call tomorrow, come by and see me, and we'll talk about your stuff, okay? To get you taken care of.
Tim, I have a question before we go any further. I had asked you about the intersection on Shaw and South Pine Road. I haven't had an update. Where we stand with that? What's been done?
We're gonna try to get our paving machine out there to do that. When they paved that street, I talked to Ben about it, when they paved that street there at the little intersection, it's material failure underneath, it's slipping, and that's what it is. So we have to mill that up with our own machine to try to get that intersection paved.
I believe that's being caused by the oil truck coming from roads, the 16-wheeler that comes up 4th Street a couple different times a week. He comes up the street behind you. What's that one there?
He comes up Spruce.
Spruce, and then turns on
Turns on to Shaw.
turn on to Shaw and comes down.
Who is it?
It's Rhodes Oil Company. It's their big tanker. I think he's rolling that, especially when it's hot. I don't know. He doesn't have any other way out unless he would go the other way.
He wouldn't even be able to make the turn.
Probably
It's a
not.
straighter shot.
Yeah.
Spruce.
Okay.
Thank you for the update.
That's all I had. Executive session. We'll talk about.
Is there any more public comment before we close?
Oh, yeah, I got one more, I forgot about it. This is a thank you, so here's your safe. I'm up Orchard Street there, it's been a while, you know me, but I've noticed there's empty parking spaces now. And I'd like to thank you for doing that. And now everybody can park here and go into the post office or the jail or any of those other places there and don't have to worry about traveling around the block there 2, 3, 4 times there trying to find a parking space. So I do thank you for that.
All right. Meeting adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Executive session.
Kim said he did.
I don't have
Yeah,
one.
I won't.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Okay, well.
Back in order, we're going into executive session.